is a 723rd production.
Sponsored by Heal What Nels Love.
All right, so now that I got all my details, I needed some inside pointers to see how Sharena was surviving in there. So we can move back on. You went from the boys' jail,
The
boys, to the halfway house. So you halfway there now. So you in there
halfway there. I'm out on the street wearing regular clothes, eating good.
all day on the street, and then go back.
Well, they have rules and stipulations. You had to have a job, and you had to be in at a certain time, and you get shopping pads. You only go shopping on the weekends for like 2 hours and stuff like that. But your family could come visit you and stuff. Still had to share a damn room. These nasty females.
Okay, so they have it like that as guys and as girls today.
Mm-hmm. And as
Interesting.
as crazy as it may sound, but that's where I met my husband.
Is that right? Listen, the story she has to tell.
No.
We need a third episode.
No, you wasn't. Wait a minute.
Wait. I didn't see that coming.
Me neither.
I did not see that coming. Halfway home. And found her man.
Wow.
And the halfway home.
Oh, but he understood you though.
Right.
He was halfway home too.
But wait, because he fooled me though, right? So when I first met, and again, listening to your gut, I was already in there, and it was his first day going, and he didn't even get in the building. I just saw him get out the car or whatever, and I was like,
"Oh, you were ready."
I said, "That's gonna be my husband. I'm gonna marry that
It's
man."
been a while. Wow.
And that's crazy.
When you know, you know.
And because I thought he was a square, I thought he was like, So I was like, all right, we was kicking
Exactly.
It's what you needed. He had on a suit and tie and shit. I said, yeah, because I need to go a different route. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause these hood dudes is just not, it's not it, okay? So I heard his ass on the phone one day, and he's like, yeah, yo, my nigga, da, 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 da. And I said, you fooled me. I don't want that tight. I don't want that tight. I said, you ghetto. He started laughing, and I was big on working out then, and he was working out then, and
you was in love.
We ran into each other at the gym, and
that was it. That's
our
husband.
That was it.
How long did both of you have in there? Like you had?
Well, he got out before me. He didn't have much time in there. He only did like a couple of months. I had to stay in there a whole goddamn year. But you know me, I'm into the books. I research.
They know your ass run. That's why. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Bitch, be out. Don't give me a motherfucker.
So we gonna keep this.
You said yard.
I'm gonna take a yard. Yo. So while I was in there, I was getting the insight and stuff, and they was like, oh, they got this program that, you do 6 months, and then after that, you could get an apartment and, still be considered in the halfway house, but live in your own apartment. You just had to spend 8 hours in there. So the lady, because they take 40% of your paycheck, okay?
In the halfway house?
In the halfway
for the rent?
Wow. Yeah, I can't. No, first of all, I can't even cash my check. They take 40%, but what they did was they put something to save for you, so that way you have money when you get out. Oh. But then you got to pay like room and board or whatever.
So they were parenting.
So
really?
She was like, I never heard of that kind of stuff. Blah 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 blah. And I said, well, call the state and they will inform you.
She was hating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She the one that snitched on you.
I couldn't stand her little ass. She was a little cockroach, always like.
Miserable.
So she was like, well, I found out there is such a program, and as long as you continue to do well, you qualify, and your apartment has to be approved. So I found me an apartment, me real fast. Okay, here we go. Put that one in.
She know how to move.
Real fast.
We was moving to at this point.
You didn't.
I still stay. It was actually I wasn't even far from the halfway house because I ended up getting a good job. I ended up being like, I was the executive manager at a Radisson hotel. So I ran the entire housekeeping department with my felony. Okay.
So where was
that was
the house, the halfway house located?
It was in Scranton.
Okay.
That's how I ended up in Scranton.
Okay,
Because they put me there, and then once I got that job, that's what made me stay there. I'm still currently
look where you
living
ran
in
from.
Mm-hmm. I'm still currently living there, and everything was in walking distance, so I was able to walk to work, even though I bought me a little hoop ride.
You don't be playing.
Yo, it's the motivation.
Moves.
Yes,
it's
I was
day.
walking at first, and then I bought me a little hoop ride. My back door was dented in, but that's all right. It got me from point A to point B, and I only paid $450 for it.
And you was dating. You had your little boo.
Yo,
and you was getting you some.
Doing better than a lot of people.
You was getting you some and all that.
And they was like, yeah, so I had to go there every week for 8 hours. I had to spend 8 hours a week.
Oh, okay.
So I'll pick my day off and I'll go there and do my laundry and sit there for my little 8 hours, and then I go home to my house. So I did that for the remainder of my 6 months.
And at this time, the kids still couldn't stay with you yet.
They could have, I only had a studio apartment, so I didn't bring them down because then I would have had to figure out babysitting and all that stuff. So at that point, I couldn't do that. But my mother and them brought them down to see me and stuff like that, so they did come visit me.
How often did you see them?
Only like a couple of times because I only had 6 months left, so I'm like, I don't gotta break your back.
But was the relationship between you and your kids still strong, or did you have to repair it?
It was still strong. Shit, I had to whoop Lavelle ass the first day I saw him though, because I'm telling you,
because he was younger, so
he was 5 and he was different. Yeah, he was different. He got mad because my brothers and them came and he wanted to ride in the car with them. We was going out to eat because they took me out to eat. And he wanted to ride in the car with them, but it wasn't no room. I'm like, no, come in the car with me. And he like, no. So he started flipping out. I think he hit me or something like that. I tore his ass up like, boy, don't think, because I ain't seen you in 3 years. That
he
you
ain't never done it again, right?
Exactly.
Right. You wasn't playing. Put your foot down early.
Yes. And his mom, he going to be like, Grandpa, leave mommy right here. Because they took me to Target to go get some stuff.
What? He was singing your shit with his.
I got out the car. He like,
whatever the hell she been at, keep it.
He said, leave mommy right here.
He went from leave my mommy alone to leave her ass.
Exactly. And to this day, me and him butt heads like, yo, ooh, child. If that's not a splitting image of me in a boy's body,
you got it back.
Yeah, so met him, and then when I got released, we found a big apartment, and I immediately went and got my children and brought them down to Pennsylvania. And
how did they adapt to having him around, being that their fathers have never been around?
But the little ones were okay. I think my oldest one had a bit of an issue with it because
he was the man of the house,
right? And he was like, I guess he wanted me because my kids are spoiled. He wanted me for himself,
right? He missed you,
right?
He held you down all that time.
How dare you come home with a man?
Exactly, right. And then it's like I'm just meeting him, and hey, he's we're all living together. So we did we had to do some adjusting on that or whatever. Right. But now it's like and my son told him, he was like, when you marry my mother, I'll call you dad. And from that day that we took them vows, he calls him dad to this day.
Father. Wow.
So he's pretty much, everybody has a good relationship. They good. Marvelous is his favorite. That's my son that has autism, and that's his favorite. Him and Marvelous got their own special kind of bond. So
and of course, what Bang Bang. She had son number 4.
Sure
for
did.
Number 4?
Yep,
right, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Son number 4.
That's the man in the house, though. He
with her husband.
He controls the set. He'd be like, yeah, you need to be in the house at 9 o'clock. What? I'm surprised I don't have 30 missed calls from him right now.
We would have shut you down because we're recording.
He don't discriminate recording.
He runs both of us.
So how's married life?
Married life is great. I can't complain.
I mean, this is some story.
I cannot complain.
This is some story.
And
I'm sure she still has more to tell. We're going to bring your ass back for season 2. Because I'm not done with y'all.
We're actually going on 9 years of marriage.
Wow.
This August will be 9 years.
That's
amazing.
Amazing. Like, do you see? There's hope for all you single
hope,
ladies.
honey.
Oh, you single ladies.
And it's amazing for me because I don't know how the hell he put up with me for all that time because I'm a handful.
A handful. So now y'all in the crib. Yep. You right before you had your last son. Like she was saying, y'all in this, y'all three. He been in prison. You've been in prison. The kids finally having their time with you. Mm-hmm. Now they have to share you with him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I know you got to get back to your paper.
I was already still on my paper.
Working.
I was a manager, so I didn't even have a day off. Everybody calling me when this one didn't come in, that one. We need sheets. I'm like, listen, wash the goddamn sheets and get the rooms done. Like,
how did you juggle all of that?
I don't even know. I can't even tell you how I did it. I don't know. But I know when I did have my baby, I did a year of it. No, before he even turned 1. And one day I just left my keys to my office on the desk and walked the fuck out.
And kissed my ass.
That's exactly what I said. Because I don't know if I was going through postpartum.
You know, that was my next question. Did you ever experience postpartum?
I think I may have because I was on a rampage. I was like.
For your last son?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this before, but I knew it wasn't the right time because you still had more coming. And you couldn't even allow yourself to be depressed when you were on the run.
Right.
So now that life is a little better, you have a man, you have your apartment, you have your kids, maybe the depression will hit you.
I think that it did because I was on a rampage. I didn't give a fuck about nobody and I didn't give a fuck about how nobody felt. Take this job and shove it up your ass. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't even discuss it with Adam. I just came home like I just quit my job today. Like
he stepped up though. It's been 9 years.
He was like, oh.
This is how you roll.
Okay.
All right.
He's like, nice to meet you.
4 kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Quit a job. Just come on home. She's jobless now. Okay.
He's like, nice to meet you finally, I think.
And I know out here is not much, but out there, I just walked away from a $50,000 a year job.
Wow.
And left my keys in my badge and was like,
he was like, she crazy.
You over it though.
Oh man.
It's like if I'm off, I'm still getting calls. And I just got to a point where I couldn't take it no more.
It was too much.
Because you needed time to...
You didn't have no time.
Right. Even I had no time. Right.
You yourself lived the 7 years. You didn't have time to even adapt to that.
Exactly.
Not even in prison because you still have to...
Right. Because I had to transfer my mind to transform
you still
my mind to
present.
Right. Exactly.
So that happened because that was your only time you was able to say, all right, wait, give me a minute. And that, like you said, you didn't care about nobody because you was like, you needed your time.
You needed that mental health time.
How long did you take off?
I was off about a year. I went to school. That's what I did. I ended up going to school.
I'm about to say hustler. She ain't stay home. I know.
No, I can't. That's one thing I can't do. I could not be a stay-at-home mom. That won't work out for me. I went to school. I became a medical assistant, and then on the weekends I worked at a hotel doing front desk. So no management. I just went, did my 7 to 3, only on the weekends, and then I went to school for my medical assistant. And then once I graduated that program, once I graduated, while I was doing my externship, they hired me right afterwards. So I was working at a doctor's office right on the spot.
God is always on your side.
Yeah.
And then he was, because I'm like, I don't even like, I had a record. How I'm going to school for a medical, how I'm going to do this.
None of that was your fault. God is always on your side.
And I don't lie. I didn't lie on my application. And I told them, like, look, this is what happened. This is where I'm at. And they still hired me. And I worked there for 5 years. And then I went back to school. I'm currently in school now for my nursing. Well, I went back to school for my nursing. And started working in the hospital. In the ER. And that's
in the ER.
Mm-hmm. It's ER tech / phlebotomist.
Do not let your traumas define you.
Put my shirt on there again.
Never give up.
And I had multiple people tell me, "Oh, you can't be a nurse. You're not going to be able to be a nurse because you have a record." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? That shit was 20 years ago. If they gonna hinder me from that, then so be it. At least I tried.
Mm-hmm.
But
something else would have worked out for you.
Exactly.
You were hustling.
Because I've been in that ER for years, and then I got another job in the ER, paying more money, Monday through Friday, no weekends.
It was just a constant level up.
Exactly.
And still
continue. The growth was amazing.
Never give up.
But I tell you, working in that emergency room, I said, you know
Even
what?
More traumatic.
I don't want to be a nurse no more.
No, I mean, you was there. You got, at least you had the option and the choice to say, this shit is not for me.
Not for
me.
I
had enough trauma in my life. No more trauma in my life.
And Lord forgive me because I know I'm going to be old someday, but I don't want to deal with old people and I don't want to deal with crazy people. And that's what the ER is all about now. Is old people and crazy people. And I'm like, I have my own special needs child at home. I don't have time to deal with these people that's coming in here talking about they want to kill themselves because they want attention. Like, I just don't have the time for it because people like them are taking programs and stuff away from my child and it aggravates me. I'm keeping it real.
Being that you have to deal with it
exactly
every day.
And I feel like nurses are overworked and underpaid and I'm just like over it. So
they should have the salaries of doctors, no?
Hell no.
And nurses. No.
I'm saying we should.
We didn't even get hazardous pay.
Wow.
We didn't get no hazardous pay working in the hospital.
But y'all should be paid up there too.
My son got bonuses checks working in Wendy's. Okay. And they started him off for $15 an hour working in Wendy's. Okay. Yeah, my 15-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. So with that being said, I changed my major and now I'm going for healthcare management.
Back to the management.
Exactly.
The management,
she ain't walking away from this
but
one.
Still going.
She keeping them keys in the ID.
Like, do y'all hear her? She don't stop.
Right.
She didn't stop going to school. She said, you know what? I'm going to change the major, but I'm going to still go and level up.
But most importantly, she took time to herself.
Yeah.
I needed
health.
That. Yeah.
Because I was on the verge of a breakdown.
That would have set you back 7 more years.
Somebody's gonna get hurt, and it wasn't gonna be me.
That'd have been another. You'd have been with the boys.
Would have been with the balls.
Would have been with the boys again.
They'd have like, yeah, mama, you bet. You want a boyfriend now?
I would have pled insanity.
She'd have had a boyfriend.
I'm having postpartum.
Oh man, yo, you're so strong.
I try. I don't know how I do it. I can't even answer.
You do it.
I don't even know how I'm going to school and working and still catering to these kids. And I don't know.
What would you say kept you going?
I would say my children and to try to make them not make, have them not make the same mistakes that I did. And, do better for yourself. Don't worry about somebody. And that's why I'm so big on them being able to take care of themselves. I don't want you to go out there and do something or feel like you need to be with somebody for them to take care of you, because you don't know what can happen. Like, me and my husband, we've discussed, he could be going today or tomorrow. I'm going to be fine. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be running around talking, oh my God, where am I going to go? I can't survive. I can't allow myself to be like that. That's just who I am. And that's just my mental. And, when we first got together, he was like, listen, he had to sit me down, listen, you're not by yourself. You have help. Relax. Because I go out, I'll be like, oh, I got to pay this. The kids need this. And I just go. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I got a shopping problem. Yes, I do. I'm in recovery though.
We couldn't tell.
I'm not even going to lie. I have a huge problem and he's constantly in my ear and he's, he's motivating me.
But he allows you to be yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He just shake his head when he see the packages rolling. Just be like, but I am in recovery. I've been doing very well.
How many packages are you down to per week?
I'm down to about 1 a week now. When it was 30 every day.
That's amazing.
That's great.
But
that's great.
Outside of your husband, who really has an issue with you? Delivery.
Oh yeah, they know me. They call my cell phone yeah, you got a package. I left it on the porch. I'll be like, all right. I told my son to come down and get it. It's terrible.
When you have
they see me in the
their
street,
numbers.
It's bad.
They be like, hey, Miss Bennett. I be like, hey.
So how did you take the sit down with him, you know, telling that, because you are used to doing it. You've done it.
Well, it was a little rough, you know. He said, I don't know how to take constructive criticism. And it's not that. It's like, I don't need you to tell me what my issue is. I know what my issue is. I know exactly what my issue is. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like to hear it. I don't need you to tell me that because I know what it is. But you help me work on it. Help me figure out.
Don't talk about it.
But talking about it is the beginning of the help.
But you know what? To be honest, when Lavelle died, I developed that problem because it was
not the son.
Right, the father. It was therapeutic for me to go shop. Like I would go to the store and literally buy a bunch of shit and don't even want it, don't even wear it, and just go return it. Just because I went in the store and bought something.
Retail therapy is real.
Yes, it's real. And people think it's a game.
Yeah, retail therapy.
People think it's a game, but it's serious.
Because you have to sit there, look for stuff, see what you like, see what you don't like. Right. So your mind is constantly going.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's a problem.
Yeah.
But like I said,
the fact that you can admit to it,
it always
and you're working on it.
It's the first step,
girl.
And you're working on it.
That's big because accountability is not very common.
Shout out to him because he let you get 30 a day. Now ringing your goddamn. But you
know, and her
he was on vacation.
Ringing your goddamn.
He said this don't make no sense. He said I've been on vacation for a week and I've seen about 5 or 6 packages coming here every goddamn day.
But you know what she would have said? It's my money.
My point.
I work for it. I work for it.
If I was spending your money, then you could say what you want.
That is something. It sounds like the bond you have with your husband is quite strong.
We do have a very good bond. We really do. He get on my nerves, and I know I get on his nerves. Because my mouth be kind of crazy sometimes.
But she working on it.
But you met me like that, so you can't expect me to change it now. See, his thing is he think he can say what he want, and I can't say nothing.
No response.
Exactly.
He's the one who doesn't take constructive criticism. It's him.
Exactly.
I didn't say it when we have you on. I didn't say it.
And he's a Gemini, so you already know.
Oh no.
He flip flopping.
What?
Oh,
Two-Faced.
no.
I feel like you two-faced.
He be having a conversation with himself. I ain't saying that, you bitch.
He crazy.
So when is the big day? When is the big graduation day? Like or timing?
May 2023. We're looking at.
That's not about quick.
I know.
Because time is flying. Time waits for no one. So the time is now. You have aspirations. You have goals you want to meet. You have a business you want to start. The time is now. It waits for nobody. Live your life.
You could do it. I'm a prime example. Don't let nobody tell you can't. And I think that's what made me go harder because I had a couple of people be like, yeah, you can't do it.
You go hard.
Yeah.
And you go hard. Keep going. You went hard.
You're going to have to tell me no.
Keep going.
You got the snitches over there rolling over.
She got the book
crying.
When the book touched down, don't say nothing.
The book, yes.
Levels. It's levels to this game right here.
And the book will turn into a movie.
Looking through the eyes of her life. Coming soon.
You heard her. She's ready. She's prepared for this. She lived it. So she can tell a story. And hopefully, I don't know if anybody lived this kind of life that the story Sharena just told here.
It's definitely people that can relate.
It's definitely people that can relate. I know. But that was a story to tell. And shout out to you for your strength.
But it's the happy ending for me.
Your strength, your motivation, your sanity.
Yeah. I'm a little crazy.
I'm about to say you say cuckoo.
You a little crazy one day.
I'm a little crazy. You know, I take my medication every day and it's been keeping me stabilized. But you know.
Listen.
Like, and
do what you guys do.
Yes, now it's the happy ending.
The happy ending, no puns intended, because you know what she was looking for when she left the boys.
She got what she was looking for. You understand what I'm saying?
It's
halfway
amazing.
Home.
It's a story.
It is a story. It
is
a story. If y'all know Rita, y'all know I read about things like you just said. Reckless.
It's too late. We on the second episode. You now realize that?
this. She don't care.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. That's
cheers
for sure.
to that.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Love you a lot.
Let's cheers to you.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
This is amazing.
I feel good, expressing myself and getting that out there and letting these young females know, don't think just because you're sitting pretty and spending that money that your ass won't go down, because you sure will. Believe that.
But even in the hood, like where we came from, stuff like that is common.
Right.
There are females who stop going to school, don't even graduate high school.
Right.
Because they have a
myself,
drug dealer boyfriend.
I didn't graduate high school. To be honest, I think some days, I wonder if I would have got my diploma if I didn't go to jail. I got my diploma in jail. But you still maybe right, exactly.
It doesn't matter how you got it, as long as you got there.
I was determined to.
And you did something with your time. You did a lot with your time.
Oh, yeah.
You got your diploma.
You could have just sat there.
Right.
You could
sat there and got fat eating Chi-Chis and shit.
And letting boys watch your TV.
Right. Eating my cheesesteak and shit.
Your cheesesteak and shit.
You could have been asking your family to put commissary on your boyfriend.
Right.
It could have went a whole different direction.
Put money on my boyfriend books, please.
And you know what? And I think too, I feel like by me running, it gave me time to mature and realize and appreciate life, because I think I was still a firecracker at that time. So if I would have went in,
you would have had more time.
I probably would have maxed out. I probably would have did the whole 7
because you would have been in there.
I would have been first person that would have said something to me would have got their shit pushed back. Yeah. So I think that again, that's God. Things happens for a reason, and I feel that
divine timing too.
Mm-hmm.
Divine timing.
Them releasing me that
you
day.
needed to be taught those lessons,
right?
You needed it.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. What is the biggest lesson you would say you learned?
The biggest lesson I would say I learned? Tell on that motherfucker. Tell on all of them, goddammit. Nah. Yo.
All right, now here we go. Line them up.
All that sticking to the code. All that sweetie. Hey, because guess what? You gonna stick to the code, and that motherfucker gonna leave you and be with the next bitch.
Right. And he gonna have you locked up with the other 5 bitches.
With the other 5 bitches.
He gonna pawn his jewelry to get the other bitch.
Tell him he gonna bail them out. Right, exactly.
Right.
I'm like, you dirty motherfucker. I should have brought all you bitches down.
Put them in a lineup.
Yo.
Nah, but funny. Seriously, don't let your past hinder you and think that you can't accomplish what you want to accomplish in life, because it could definitely happen. And I'm not done yet. I'm still going, and I'm going to continue to go until I get to where I want to be and be comfortable in life, period.
And don't let the opinions of other people.
Oh, that's another thing, because I always, sometimes I sit around and I hear people talk, and it don't be about me, but it just be like in general conversation, like, oh my God, that girl got 3 baby daddies. Well, guess what? All my kids got a different father, and it's a reason for that. There's stories behind that. It's not like I was out smutting and just getting pregnant.
And that they were your man.
Exactly. Like we were in relationships, right. and things occurred. Mm-hmm. But I don't consider Adam my baby daddy. That's my husband.
Hello?
So I got 3 baby daddies and a husband.
And a husband.
Hello?
She married Mr. Ghetto himself. She was like, oh, you ghetto. Like the nerve of you, track star.
Right? But he can switch it up though, because he a business.
He switch it up. That's right. All day. I'm getting him up here. Because he got to defend himself just about that one part.
Let's go, Adam. Let's go.
He a boss too. Like, he like me. We the same. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I can sit there and be like, hello, how can I help you? And then I can be like, bitch. What happened?
How can I really help you?
Right?
What you said, you pushed the boy and said?
I pushed the boy and was like,
what you want to do? Because enough is enough.
Exactly. What's up?
I'm going to be saying the boy.
Right.
The boy is valid.
The boy. The name of the episode is The Boy.
The Boy. I'm telling you, them boys, I'm telling you, full-blown goatees. Like, they're going to be.
So they had the barbershop too?
Yeah, girl. They
the
was
Clippers.
lining up with the razors. Oh no, the razors.
Oh,
but they did have the Clippers. They had barbershops here. You go get a whole lineup, all that. They wasn't playing.
Crazy.
She is so infatuated with.
I'm with it all. Like,
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going in there.
Yo,
my hair done perfectly.
Man, I woke up in
Like,
there. I was scared to death the first time. I'm like, God damn, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight nobody. Lord, please don't let the fight bother me, because I don't want to fight. I just want to go home. I just want to do my time and go home. So just please leave that me where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and look at this you. Look at you.
You have come a long way.
Look at you. You did it.
I don't even know how I did it.
You very proud of you.
Everybody be like, Sharena, what? You went where? Like, what? Because that's not me. I was innocent.
Everything is alleged.
She was allegedly innocent too.
She was allegedly on the run. Allegedly lived in BA, Connecticut. Went to BA almost.
That was my alter ego. You know what's crazy with people that that just sit on their ass? Through it all, she grind. She never stopped grinding. She had a job in, you know what I'm saying? However she got it, she grind. There's a way out there for you. Like, there's work out there. There's things out there for people to do. People think sometimes, it's hard. It is hard to get a job. But you can get one, no matter your situation. Like, look what she just said. She done went to the doctor's office with the felony, the nursing, everything. Like, you don't just have to stop there. If you did it don't really work like that all the time, but you did your time for your crime, you could still come out and elevate. Right. Don't let that, like she said, hinder you.
You have to sell yourself. You have to be yourself and be show motivated. Them that, right, and be motivated.
And be honest. Like, don't go on in line. If you can't get that job, just never give up. Like, just continue to go. So it's something out there.
Lying gets you nowhere. I put on every application that I fill out. When they ask, have you been convicted of a felony? Yes, we'll explain on interview.
And
because I'd rather tell you in person than
write
on paper, because you won't judge me off that paper.
If they don't open the door for you, open your own fucking doors. You heard?
That's right.
That's right.
And the people that do go and do stuff with your time, don't just go in there and kick your feet up and think you're going to watch people TV. Go in there.
Want to eat my cheesesteak and whatnot.
Go in there.
I work hard to make that Philly cheese.
Go in
your
there
own raisin bagel.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you bring me the garbage bag? No.
Right.
You did not.
You're not in on this. And put your feet down, goddamn.
Right. Don't be changing my channels, nigga.
But one thing she said she did in the halfway house is she read about something that she heard about and went to the person that's running the halfway house, kind of like management.
And taught them about it.
And they're going to say they didn't even know about it.
So I put other inmates on. They was like, where would you do that? Yes, you can.
Girl.
So go fill out your paperwork. They was mad at me, like, you taking my inmates out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's about the money.
They don't want to give opportunities, though. Because if their halfway house isn't full, they're not working.
I'm telling you, it's like you gotta be a junkie to get help. Sorry if I'm coming off, if I'm offending anybody, but
it's
to
real
me, that's
shit,
how I feel.
Real shit. Real life, real views. That's it.
What Rena got lined up? We saying possibly a book. Yes, no,
not possibly.
We got the book. We're gonna flip to the big screen, and she's gonna get that degree.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Graduate.
Year 23. It's yours.
It's yours.
Yes, it is.
You got it. We all know you work hard. You put in that work.
Listen, if you could be on the run for 7 years, you get a fucking degree. Because I think being on the run is harder than going to school. In my opinion, I'm sorry. What can't you do?
I just ran around like nothing happened. Like, what can't you do? Like, that ain't me.
So this ain't my fault. My sister in Miami.
I don't know what y'all talking about. That is not me.
We got the same mold. It's not me. I'm Sharena. It's not me. I apologize later, but I'm gonna use your name today.
It's amazing that I can think back and laugh about it now.
Right.
Came a long way, yeah. But if you were still harboring everything that happened to you, there would be no greatness for you.
Right.
So you have to be able to look back on your traumas, accept what happened, work on it, and move forward. not to say it's going to erase your past, but if you want a better future, you have to work on who you are as a person. You have to make yourself better for better to come into your life. So, whatever came to mind with these episodes, that's what you should be working on. And if you need help, Google is in your phone. You don't have a phone, borrow somebody's phone, go to the library, Google ways to get to where you want to go.
Research is something.
There is a way.
I network, I ask questions, I play no games.
You never know. You just never know who has gone through things, who can help you, who has keys to doors that you want to go through. Listen, we came from the same place. I had no idea. I had no idea she would come to this table and release all of this on us today. I'm going to have to go meditate because I lived her life in 2 episodes. I brought tissue here for her and I was about to use it. So you just never know. You know, start the conversation, network, ask people questions. You never know where you're going to get. Never give up. Oh. No, she need her plug.
Dr. Girl.
Wait. Look at the face-to-face.
T-shirts on sale.
Yo. T-shirts on sale. Hit us up. Yo.
But, want to wrap it up? Or
why you spitting rapping up? Why you not We could just talk. Why you trying to take us out? Why you want to get rid of us?
I'm buzzed.
Well, this was Real Life, Real Views. Thank you for joining us, Sharena. We really appreciate you being
I appreciate
here.
you guys having me.
Your story was amazing, and I'm sure there's more to tell.
Oh, yeah.
2023, she will be graduating. Book coming out in a couple years. Movie coming out a couple years after that. Stay tuned. Visit my website at www.healwithnetwork.com. We'll have the t-shirts on sale very soon.
Yeah.
Be in tune with our next episode in 2 weeks.
You have any last words, Sharena, that you want to say out there to the people?
Ew.
No boys allowed.
Leave them boys alone.
With the boys. Close the door.
This is good, guys. Thank you for listening to Real Life, Real Views with Nels Love and A. Smith. Follow us at RLRV Podcast on all streaming platforms to stay connected.